And here we are, Friday, April 25th, 2025. Let's get into the weekend as fast as possible. I'm just looking forward to even more days off. But, having days off during the week like I did, like Tuesday and Wednesday, it was so nice because you could go out to the grocery store and the crowd you're going to deal with are a bunch of retired people. They're slower, they're easygoing, they're nice. You go out on a Saturday, every family in the entire community is at Winco at the same time you are. No matter what time it is, they're always there. Always there. It's so much nicer to go grocery shopping on a weekday. It's only April 25th, too. We get paid too far away from now. I wish I can get paid soon so I can save up even more money. Ever since I got back from my trip, I'm like, you know what? I'm going back home in August, late August, for my 29th birthday. And I'm trying to save up for that trip now because I'm trying to do this extravagant golden birthday trip. I turned 29 on August 29th. I want to do something special for that one. And the next year I'm 30. Oh. Anyway, if you want to get a hold of me, you can at 208-535-1015. People were teasing this article from East Idaho News. They were teasing because it's funny. It is funny to me, too. The sheriff's office is inviting the community to tour jail and new special housing unit at their open house. Yeah, as its latest expansion project nears completion, the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office is hosting an open house of its jail to the public. You can go spend a little bit of time in jail. There you go. If you want to do that, find more at the article. Find more with the article at eastidahonews.com. We'll be right back with more Peach's Pit Party here in just a few. This right here is a perfect question for to Peach their own. It's from the radio prep. What's a sentence that instantly causes panic or anxiety? Oh, seeing an email notification from Jade right at 8. That drives me nuts because I know it's not going to be good. My boss messaging with, got a minute? Ooh, that one sends shivers down my spine reading it right here. Or, I need to tell you something. Don't freak out. Here's the worst one. We need to talk. And then they don't say anything. Or they say, hey, we'll talk later when you have time to. No, say it now, please. Spare me the time of just being crazed and anxious. I might need to do this for the Peach their own later this afternoon. I'll save this one for 4 p.m. What's a sentence that instantly causes panic or anxiety? There's always somebody with a hot take online that goes viral. This interior designer. Imagine what that job is like. That'd be pretty interesting to follow a day in the life of an interior designer. If there is an interior designer here in the area, hit me up. I would love to learn more about what you do on a daily basis. But this interior designer has sparked a debate on TikTok after advising people not to have a shrine, quote unquote, of family photos in their home. They said, so family photos can become a problem when they become what I refer to as the shrine. She began the video. She says it's not a problem to display family photos. It becomes a problem when a wall becomes nothing but family photos. They can't just be on every wall with one subject, she says. We need to mix it up. There needs to be a mirror in the space. We need some Etsy art prints or something like that. Why would you suggest that? She's basically suggesting putting that, dumb, home sign, live, laugh, love, something like that. I don't want a mirror in my place. I don't want to see myself. There's no mirror in my place. There's one in the bathroom, and that's it. I don't understand having a giant full body mirror in the bedroom. That's where I spend most of the time in my boxers. And the last thing I want to see is myself in my underwear right as I wake up or right as I go to bed. That would just make me sad. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. I, earlier today, had ChatGPT generate this post that's all about, the people online. Anytime there's a post made about either ghost or sleep token, there's always those dudes that feel the need to instantly spam the laugh react, and that really does nothing, to be quite honest with you. This is my post, verbatim, in its entirety. It's a long one, so bear with me. There's this weird superiority complex that shows up every time ghost or sleep token gets brought up in a rock/metal space, especially in places like this. And it always follows the same tired pattern. Someone posts about either band, and instantly the laugh reacts flood in. Then come the comments, Ghost sounds like Scooby-Doo chase music. Sleep Token, just imagine dragons with corpse paint. I just don't get it. Guess that means it sucks. Maybe I won't do this entire post because I already talked about it on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. But if you want to find it, I don't know if I'll share it to the K-Bear group because I want the Octane audience to think this is a sincere post, but it is actually sincere, but also AI generated at the same time. I just told ChatGPT to say this, and it did, and there's a lot more people in support of what I'm talking about versus going against me, which is actually nice to see. Because, I mean, those people that just spam the laugh react, not just when it comes to Ghost or Sleep Token, but when it comes to, like, concert postings and all these other various articles, there's nobody really using the laugh react for what it's actually supposed to be used for. They always use it in a bad way. And I wish Facebook would just get rid of it entirely because the laugh react it gets misused, and it's dumb. And if you want to see the post, like I said, go check out the Sirius XM Octane fan club. It's right there near the top. There's about 21 comments as of right now. I'm sure it'll get a whole lot worse. Maybe I'll use ChatGPT to reply to people, copy their comments, say, hey, give me a snarky reply to this, and then just paste it below their comment. See if I can spark a fake argument. Someone's arguing against AI. That would be pretty funny. While NFL fans will get to see 257 young men start their NFL careers over the weekend thanks to the NFL draft, they also can watch a retired player, former linebacker Mel Owens, jump into the spotlight on ABC's reality show, The Golden Bachelor, to find true love. The 66-year-old Owens, who played for the LA Rams in the 1980s, is hoping for a second chance at companionship after his divorce in 2020. The show is scheduled to begin filming sometime in July. Even if you're not a diehard fan of the Milwaukee Bucks or the Indiana Pacers, I mean, I don't really know many people that are fans of either team, but you might want to consider watching the next two playoff games between the teams tonight and Sunday because these guys do not like each other. There's been bad blood throughout the season that has spilled over into the playoffs with chippy plays and a bit of brawling. The next two games, at least, should feature the same, if not more, intensity. I love that about playoff basketball. You actually get people competing for a title, and it's great to see actual competition again. After months of talk about quarterback Shedeur Sanders, I think that's how you say his first name. Is it Shedeur or Shedeur? I don't know how, but I'm assuming it's Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders, Coach Prime's kid, getting drafted by an NFL team. It didn't happen. He didn't get picked. He's still unemployed, which means the talk is going to continue for at least another day. Tune in tonight to see which team maybe possibly gives Sanders a chance to prove the haters wrong. Some drama involving Shedeur Sanders involved the New York Giants trading back up into the first round to pick a quarterback. They didn't pick Sanders at number 25. Instead, the Giants picked Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. Ouch. As expected, quarterback Cam Ward was chosen number 1 overall in last night's NFL draft by the Tennessee Titans. While in college, Ward wore jersey number 1 at Washington State, also wore number 1 at the University of Miami. Unfortunately for Ward, number 1 is a retired number with the Titans because of Hall of Famer Warren Moon. When asked about letting Ward maybe possibly wear the number in Tennessee, Moon said, I'm thinking about it, adding that he needs time before coming to a decision. I mean, who cares? And Ashton Gianti, is that how you say his last name? I'm sorry. Ashton Gianti, who was the 6th pick in the draft, chosen by the Las Vegas Raiders, made a big fashion splash by wearing crystal-studded Crocs. Yeah, no joke. There were plenty of fancy suits, plenty of bling. That's what you get with these NFL and NBA drafts. You see who can outdress the next guy. But Ashton was the only one to shake the world with sparkly Crocs. And, he went to Boise State, had one heck of a career. It's awesome to see him go to the NFL, but it sucks to see him go to the Raiders out of all teams. Anyway, that does it for your very long shot clock sports update. I apologize, right here on K-Bear 101. K-Bear 101, earlier on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, we were talking about Victor being a contestant on Wheel of Fortune. I feel like he would make a great game show host, but he just wanted to be a contestant on this game in particular because, well, he says he's good at it. I've never seen him actively participate in a Wheel of Fortune style game, but you know what? I say he goes for it. And we talked about how you could apply to be a contestant because, well, Lieutenant Crane and his family are going to be on Family Feud. That's why he was gone like 1 week, a couple weeks back. And that episode is set to air like around January, which that's going to be really cool. We'll have to have a giant watch party like what Victor said. But I was reading here the application on how to be a contestant on the Wheel of Fortune. And I know it's like a tedious process. Like you have to be there for hours, I think. You have to fill out the application initially, submit a photo and a video of 1 minute or less telling them why you'd make a great contestant is what it says. Videos aren't required, but we'd love to see them. Anytime you see something like that, it's you got to submit one. And it says no TikTok videos, please, which is funny. This application is for the broadcast version of Wheel of Fortune only. I say Victor goes for it and screams, I'm a radio show host too, to Ryan Seacrest, because Ryan Seacrest is now the host of Wheel of Fortune. Back when I was an intern at iHeartMedia in Burbank, I tried taking a photo with Ryan Seacrest, and he wouldn't do it because, well, I tower over him. I don't think he wanted to do it because the guy's a lot shorter than what you think. He's about like 5'5". He's real tiny. Like I'm looking at a picture of him with Vanna White, and I feel like, how tall is Vanna White? Or how tall do they say she is online? She's 5'6", and he's slightly taller than her in the picture. I think he's on some sort of like apple box or apple crate, maybe one of those milk crates. I have a bad feeling he's on one of those. After being at TMZ and seeing Harvey Levin, because Harvey's also incredibly short, seeing him kneel on an apple box behind the counter is one of the funniest things that I'll remember forever after working there. I thought this was rather funny. I saw this headline: Sam Altman, the CEO behind OpenAI, which OpenAI is the company behind ChatGPT. Sam Altman admits that saying please and thank you to ChatGPT is wasting millions of dollars in computing power, is what he said. If chivalry isn't already dead, it's certainly circling the drain, is the first sentence of this article. Sam Altman recently admitted that people politely saying please and thank you to their AI chatbots is costing him big time. Big time. I wonder why. I would love to read more about the science behind it, but do I really want to spend an entire radio break going over that? No, but I guess people were surveyed, and I guess those surveyed said, yeah, we want to be nice to ChatGPT because if AI ever decides to vaporize us, we were at least nice to the artificial intelligence, which is true. I've been mean to it as of late because I've been trying to have it generate pictures for me, like funny pictures of my friends, and it keeps saying, like, this goes against our content policies. So I will full on, like, type the most vicious message possible, and I'll send it, and I'm thinking, like, what if, like, you know, AI takes over and it knows what I said to it back in 2025 and I get vaporized first? I have a sincere question. I might need to make this a voting poll in the K-Barrel 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. Is it awful of me to use ChatGPT to talk with somebody? I've mentioned before how I've used AI to come up with Facebook posts and even generate comments in retaliation to people just because it's me trolling the internet, having a fun time. But there are some people that just message me sometimes, and I go, should I use AI to entertain this conversation? Because I don't really feel like typing stuff out. So I'll just tell AI to come up with a reply to whatever they said and send it, and then they'll reply, and then I'll copy their message and say, now give me a reply to this. They said this, and do that. Is that bad? I know I told Victor about it this morning, and he said it reminded him of the South Park episode that I haven't seen, but I should, where I think they were using AI to talk with women on Tinder, which I wouldn't do that. That's mean, and people can tell when, at least I'm hoping people can tell when they're chatting with an AI bot. I mean, I analyze what ChatGPT writes. There's a lot of hyphens, a lot of punctuation issues. I like to use it because, well, every time I type out something, it sounds angry and it sounds mean, and I want it to be nice. So I'll take whatever I put, give it to ChatGPT and say, could you put this in a nicer tone? And it will, but it'll still use like the ChatGPT, very obvious that it was AI generated tone. And I have to go, okay, maybe I'll just type it out my way, but I'll kind of follow the direction it gave me type of thing. I feel like it's so much more work to do this than to just type something out and send it. I overthink these emails constantly. Because back in college, you were told like emails were like a sacred, like not a sacred, but like a professional way to communicate. It's almost like every single time you see somebody post on LinkedIn, you're like, man, they really tried their absolute hardest to seem professional here. And you know that person behind the scenes. That I feel like email, the very first time I sent an email to a record rep, Victor gave me grief because I wrote like, hello, Mr. Baldwin. And he was like, dude, just call him Rob. And sure enough, the email that I got back from Rob was not professional at all. It was actually rather friendly. I'm like, you know what? Drop the whole professional charade. We're in radio. We're not sending classified things to each other. I don't know. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101. Idaho Gives is back this year, and we're inviting you to join us in supporting Idaho's amazing nonprofit organizations. Mark your calendar for Monday, April 28th through Thursday, May 1st. For this year's fundraising campaign, there are a whole bunch of great nonprofits that you can select to support, or you can support the same causes that Victor and myself have selected. Victor every year says to support the Pocatello Free Clinic. He's had some personal experience with that place. It's a terrific nonprofit. I have decided once again as well to support the Snake River Animal Shelter. They're the only no-kill shelter serving all of East Idaho. And even though I am the guy that's unfortunately not allergic to pets, but my nose does go absolutely insane when I'm around a ton of pet hair. When I was back in my parents' place, I kept sneezing big time. But I still tried to pet our cute little cat, Luna. Anyway, you can visit the Idaho Gives link in our app or idahogives.org directly for more information and to select an Idaho nonprofit organization to support during Idaho Gives 2025, starting Monday, April 28th through Thursday, May 1st. K-Bear 101, when I was flying from Idaho Falls to Santa Ana, there was a couple, one of those certain couples. Well, here's what happened. I purchased the seat at the very front of the plane so I could get on, get off, and have a whole bunch of leg room. That plan went wrong because the tallest dudes on the plane all decided to sit in the same row, hoping for the same thing, and I got stuck next to this taller dude that had tattoos all over him. He kind of looked like a taller Mark McGrath, had slicked back, bleached blonde hair, had tattoos on him. He had the rings. He had a Louis Vuitton bag, which for some reason that guy was protecting like his life depended on it. They put his stuff towards the middle of the plane, and he was just yelling at the flight attendants, like, please make sure that stays up there and this whole thing. So I was reading this article here about flying with your significant other because he had what I assumed to be his wife or maybe his girlfriend on the flight with him, and she was in the section across from us. And I was just saying here, when flying with your significant other, do you book seats next to each other or do you choose the seats you want? Every couple is different. Some will always select seats next to each other without giving it a second of thought, while others are pickier. I'm just going to go for wherever's open and hope for the best. I mean, I need the row with the most leg room. And I have a bad feeling if I ever get to fly on a plane in first class, I have a bad feeling I will splurge for that every time just because you actually get to have some room on the flight in first class from what it looks like. I wouldn't want to sit at the window seat. I'm too cramped over there, and I don't want to be that guy that makes everybody stand up when I need to go use the restroom. Aisle seat for me, even if I'm just in regular class, which I don't think Allegiant has first class at all. It doesn't, but I would just, want the aisle seat to maybe extend my leg and not try to trip over a flight attendant, something like that. Luckily enough, I did share on Facebook what happened to me on the last flight from Santa Ana back to Idaho Falls. One of the flight attendants saw me trying to squeeze into that middle seat and was like, hey, we have an opening in the exit row. Would you potentially want to just move there? I was very thankful she allowed that. It was awesome. Gave her a public shout out on my Facebook at Brendan Peach. So Lower Dauphin High School in Pennsylvania had to send everyone home early yesterday because the cafeteria got absolutely bodied by a colony of ants. Yeah, thousands of those tiny six-legged lunatics just rolled up and said, this is our kitchen now. Staff had to toss out a bunch of food, which meant not enough grub to feed the teenagers. So they basically declared an insect-induced snow day. School's back open today, but now it's cold lunches only in a different part of the building. Meanwhile, exterminators are set to spend the weekend waging chemical warfare on the ant empire. That's where you want the chemicals being sprayed, right? The cafeteria. They say normal lunches should be back Monday, assuming the ants don't unionize and file for squatters' rights and things like that. I would love to see this battle unfold. I remember back in elementary school, there was one like outdoor activity we were doing. I think we were doing jumping jacks, and there was another class out in the field, and all of them came running from the field towards the classrooms, and the teacher yelled, "Bees, bees," kind of like Nicolas Cage, like, "Not the bees." And sure enough, there was a whole swarm of bees behind that class. All of us ran towards our classrooms and locked the doors. I have never ran so fast in my entire life. You know, this could have also worked for today's What the Headline. I feel like this is even crazier than just a colony of ants taking over a high school cafeteria. If you're planning a family trip to Walt Disney World, the best advice is to pack your patience. The worst advice is to pack your cocaine. Of course, this happened in Florida. I mean, Walt Disney World's in Florida, duh, Orlando. He was arrested when he tried to enter the Magic Kingdom with a wallet stuffed with cocaine. Was the wallet entirely just cocaine? Like there was nothing else? Or did he have like his money and his ID, his license, and his credit cards in there? He told police he brought along to help him with the stress of the day. Are his kids that bad that he needs cocaine? It's not unusual to feel like you need a little boost to get through a day of large crowds and long lines at the House of Mouse, but that's why there's coffee. There's energy drinks. You don't go for the extreme and go for an illegal drug. Yeah, he needed something with a higher octane and thought he could bring coke into the park. He was stopped and searched by park security, later arrested when they found, you can't bring coke into Disney World. It would be funny if Disney made that into some sort of magical signage outside the park. Sorry, kids. Sorry, adults. No cocaine allowed on our premises. Aw, man. This is how you know the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sucks. They'll announce their class of 2025 this Sunday night during ABC's American Idol. I mean, American Idol, out of all shows. That's when they'll say, hey, you know what? Fish is now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You want to talk about a whole thing that's completely out of touch and sucks? The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you're not familiar with the 14 nominees, there was Bad Company in this year's nomination class, Billy Idol, Joe Cocker, Cyndi Lauper, Soundgarden, the Black Crowes, Oasis, Chubby Checker, Outkast is in there for some reason. Mariah Carey is also in there for some reason. Joy Division / New Order. Then you, of course, the Fish, which I think was leading the votes. Mana and the White Stripes. I think the only ones I would think that are eligible for this whole thing, Bad Company, Billy Idol, Joe Cocker, Cyndi Lauper, Soundgarden, and then maybe Oasis. Yeah, Oasis, and cut it off there. You know what? The White Stripes, I still feel like they're relatively young. Fish, they have their cult following, but are they really rock and roll? Of course not. What a joke. It is now that time for To Peach Their Own. Let's go ahead and see what people have been saying so far in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal Facebook group. To my question of the day, what's a sentence that instantly causes panic or anxiety? I mean, the top answer for this one, clearly, we need to talk. Anytime you hear that from somebody, especially if it's like, I don't know, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it may be, anytime you hear that and they say, well, we'll talk later. Oh, drives me nuts even just saying that. I do like Jerry's answer. Step out of the vehicle, please. Getting pulled over overall absolutely sucks. The only time I've ever been pulled over is out here in Idaho because I went 31 in a 25. I'm such a reckless driver, aren't I? It's crazy. Anyway, what's a sentence that instantly causes panic or anxiety? Let me know at 208-535-1015 for To Peach Their Own. Let's make this one better than yesterday. Yesterday, I had nobody, which was very weird. Please, at least one for this one. I actually got one caller for today's To Peach Their Own question. How's it going?
Awesome. Doing pretty good. Just got off work.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. So what's that one sentence that instantly causes panic or anxiety when you hear it?
There's a couple. I would say turn your head and cough.
I did see one that was pretty funny. It said, I'm late.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure of that one, yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Hey, you have a great weekend. K-Bear, how's it going?
Not too bad.
James, long time no hear, man. Hope everything's going well for you. What's a sentence that instantly causes panic or anxiety?
So somebody was telling me something about you.
Oh, no. That one's
that one can go either way.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those where it's just instant.
the Jade Pucker alert.
Yes.
Hey, K-Bear, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Peaches?
Doing fantastic. What's a sentence that instantly causes panic or anxiety for you?
When your boss says, "Hey, I need to talk to you in my office."
Oh, I never.
Yeah. Instantly, you're just like, "Oh God."
The worst is when like the HR lady's like CC'd on the email, and then she hits you with that like smile, as if like, okay, yeah, she's about to get rid of you right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just give me a bad flashback to TMZ. Thank you.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor?
Uh-huh.
Will you play Hypa?
Oh, of course, man. That sounds
I
great.
haven't heard that song for a while.
Oh, dude, I'll certainly play that for you, man. Sounds good.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thank you, Pete.
Hey, you have a good one.
You too.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.